Hey guys, this is Camfrey15 back at it with another video for you guys, and I'm back with another My Hero Academia manga chapter review for you guys. Sorry for getting this video out late, but busy freaking day today. But this My Hero Academia chapter was really freaking crazy good because now, seemingly enough, the villains look to be in I guess you can say they are just right now out fully like ready and prepared to strike and make their move and take their advantage on the heroes. And we got a bunch of stuff that is just going on that's crazy. So yeah, let's get to this week's episode. I mean manga chapter review. Now, the last and the last manga chapter review for My Hero Academia, it was strictly about Bakugo and the fact that Bakugo is dead. I was shocked that Horikoshi actually did something that a lot of people didn't think that he would do. And I respect him. Now, the question is, will Bakugo continue to stay dead, or will they find some way to risk to bring him back to life or revive him? Personally, if it was me, I just keep him dead. But if they find a way to revive him, hopefully Horikoshi has a good ass explanation. Because I don't want this, I guess you can say, a half ass explanation to why he is back alive. If anything, I just say keep him dead, make this be a motivating factor for Deku. And when he eventually gets to the scene and sees it, and then he can fully, truly realize the abilities he has at him. So yeah. Now, the thing is, the chapter starts off with Monoma, pretty much remembering back to the Class A versus Class 1B fight of the fact that when Bakugo pretty much made the pledge that in his matchup he would win for nothing and Class B would have no chance. And Monoma, who's watching this, is very shocked. And he's just this was not supposed to happen, like not at all. So yeah, again, Bakugo's life looks like his has left his body, and there's really ultimately nothing that can, nothing the heroes can do. And Best Jeanist pretty much goes on to say like his heart has no pulse and it's also ravaged. Mario, he's kind of stunned and getting emotional, and he starts to cry and starts to tear up because he said he would protect everybody up until Deku gets there, but obviously he failed that. And that's not the thing there. Now, Shigaraki pretty much is saying this time he's finally dead for good. Since you all took a back seat this round, you turned out to be quite a letdown, Eraser. Um, and pretty much Shigaraki's just walking up and he pretty much is saying, okay, who's next to die? Um, now, and it's kind of a brutal thing he says because he's pretty much saying who wants to be the next body for Midoriya when he gets here so he can just be in utter shock and awe and agony and pain. Now, Mirako actually comes back into the fight, and she pretty much is saying, if only I had taken you back out and killed you back then, back when the first war, because if you remember, she had a chance to kill him, but she didn't freaking hurry up and take the damn risk. And she wasn't fast enough to do that. But Shigaraki pretty much grabs a hold of her and looks like he's trying to pretty much try to crush her. And pretty much Shigaraki goes and say, don't let it get to you. Don't let it eat at you. You see, there were so many heroes at that time, but now, you only got a small little faction. And he even goes on to say, like, listen, you were hardly the failure. He goes on to say, heroes are a rare breed now that, now, and the instant you had no choice but to throw the little rookies, which is pretty much talking about students who still go to hero school, or hero academies, pretty much saying like, it's okay, I under you had more heroes, but now you're sending these kids to do help out with your bidding, pretty much putting their lives on the line, you know. And guess what? You did all this, and still at the end of the day, You didn't come enough with enough people or good eye plans. We cut back to Kamina Ward, and we see that Dobby has gotten back up. One, he's actually I think burnt, like severely burnt, one of Endeavor's sidekicks, and is holding another one of his sidekicks in his hand. And Dobby pretty much is saying, given how this worked out, it's actually great I fought you first. Experiencing something yourself just hits differently. Intuition helps when getting the idea of how it works. Right before you put me on ice, I took a chance and mimic your big move. Now we have it to where Burden is telling Shoto, you need to run away. But all of a sudden, you get this crazy panel of pretty much not Shigaraki, Dobby, burned body and all. Again, one of the freaking Endeavor, I forgot what it won. One of Endeavor's sidekicks is just getting burnt as he's getting engulfed by these flames. And we see Dobby is doing the same technique like Todoroki did to him, where you have the fire across his chest, laying the axe and everything. And he's asking, like, Shoto, I did this right. Oh yeah, it's Onima. And pretty much not Shigaraki. Shoto is like, it wasn't just sheer firepower. This whole time, Toya studied and trained his quirk on his own. My brothers honed his instincts and are bolstered by his hard work and obsession. Now, the thing is, we find out that now it seems like Dobby actually can control his flames. And you know, the firepower and how much he can let out, which is crazy strong. Now, Dobby calls out to Skeptic, and he's asking, where is Endeavor? And pretty much Skeptic is like, he's fighting in Gunga Villa with All for One. Now, we cut back to Shigaraki, and Shigaraki goes on to say, the eager Izuku Midoriya knew that you can't give villains time to prepare. He was correct to pretty much rush, and he's pretty much saying what Deku went on his little, I guess you can say, vigilante arc where he was working alongside the pro heroes. Deku pretty much continued his assault and continued to try to attack the villains to find All for One and Shigaraki. So guess what? It didn't give time for the villains to prepare. And pretty much Shigaraki's like, you know, he might have still lost at the end of the day, but at least he was doing the smart thing, and that was bone rushing us, trying to find us and trying to take us down. You guys brought him back to UA and took a few breaks, or took a few weeks of a break, and then guess what? Because of it, you guys gave us time to prepare for this, you know, war. So guess what? All of it was absolutely worthless. Now, pretty much Skeptic, we see how Skeptic is pretty much hacking into pretty much the UA system and all. We see how you know, he's hacking into the UA system. So guess what? They don't know what's going on and everything. I'm trying to remember her characters. One of the Wild Pussycat characters. It's one of the Wild Pussycat characters. Shino? Shino. She's pretty much saying that they're trying to hack into the system and she can't really contact Deku because of it. And pretty much Skeptic's like, All for One, go on and do as you please, as will I. The dregs of the old order must have survived the revolution. Namely, those who preach and cling to the teachings of past generations. They are necessary in the new world to come. Now, we cut over back to what's going on with the civilians in the UA, and we already know that there are spies of All for One within them. But the one interesting thing is we see the Todoroki family. But also the one interesting thing we see here is we actually see the kids back when we saw Todoroki and Bakugo doing their makeup exams for their provisional license. And we pretty much their teacher pretty much says, well, listen, what if a villain were to show up? And pretty much the kids were like, oh, don't worry, we would beat them up pretty much. And so yeah, and they have full confidence that they're going to win. Now you have to wonder if these spies they will go on the offensive because it looks like they're getting calls, probably to say, attack. We hacked into the system. You can attack the civilians and kill them. Won't be shocked if because these kids actually gave Bakugo, Todoroki, Kami, and the one other guy from Shuketsu. I'm sorry, I forgot his name. They gave them problems, and they're actually fairly strong for kids. And it's this whole Quirk's doomsday theory. And if you watched that episode / read that chapter, you would know, the thing about these. So I have a feeling that these kids are going to attack these spies and pretty much keep the civilians safe. Now, we cut back over as the chapter's ending off to the Gungan Mountains village, and we have All For One pretty much saying, "My side was entirely on defense during the last great battle. In fact, I hear you and yours kept them from accomplishing much of anything. This time, not so much." And the chapter ends off with All For One saying, "Heroes are those who defend, while villains violate. Behold as we plunge headlong toward our dreams." And in this last final panel, we see All For One's true face finally being revealed. And his body's still being repaired with what more than likely is Ares' quirk. And we now pretty much get the face reveal. We see what his eyes look like and his mouth looks like and what hair he has. We finally see what he truly looks like, which I think there was a Shonen Jump cover page that showed what he looked like, his facial feature, but this is where we finally see his face. And yeah, this is a problem. The villains definitely look like they're gaining the upper hand now, and the heroes are pretty much lost. They're pretty much at a part in the battle where they are lost. Like, All For One is giving the upper hand on the heroes, on the two top heroes, which are Hawks and Endeavor. Shigaraki, he's a dude who just seemingly can take absolute nuclear strikes, still get back up from them with no scratch. Dabi gets back up after we thought Dabi was pretty much down for the count. It's crazy at how bad the situation the heroes are in. Obviously, at the end of the day, the heroes are going to win this battle. It's going to be interesting to see how they do that, because I'm sorry, man. Like, if I was a mangaka, like if I was Horikoshi, I would not know how to write myself out of this situation, because you have these villains as OP as they are, Dabi, Shigaraki, All For One. It looks like all hope is lost. And I'm like, dude, and that's what is making me interested to see where Horikoshi takes the story, how he finishes off, and how he has the heroes end up triumphantly winning. I don't know what's going to happen, but this is absolutely crazy. I'm guessing with the fact that Dabi asked where Endeavor's location is, he's more than likely going to be like, "Thank you, Shoto, for giving me this power boost of mine." He's going to more than likely fly to the Gungan Mountain Villa area and confront Endeavor and fight him. Oh, I don't know, man. I don't know where this story is going to go. There is no break, so it's gonna be very interesting to see what's gonna happen next week. But other than that, that's kind of it. So yeah, but if you guys like the video, leave a like. Put in the comment section your thoughts on this week's manga chapter of My Hero Academia. How do you think the heroes are going to get out of this situation? We still have yet to cut back to Deku, because the last thing we saw Deku, he saw things flying in the vicinity. So you have to wonder when we're going to cut back to Deku, because it's been a while since we cut back to Deku. But yeah, the heroes are in some massive trouble, and it's not looking any good for them. But anyways, guys, I'm gonna get out of here. If you guys like the video, leave a like, put in the comment section your thoughts, as well as hit the subscribe button if you want to get more. If you want to get more My Hero Academia manga review content, as well as anime reviews for the upcoming season 6 anime. But till then, guys, catch you guys in the next video. Peace.